Hello again everyone, how are we doing? Now, I'm going to film something a little bit different today. I'm actually going to do one side of my face with a natural but effective makeup, and the other side I'm going to leave completely blank, so you can see the difference that little touches make. Sometimes when you do a full face, you kind of forget what the other side looked like before you started, so it just looks like a natural makeup and you forget, you don't realise the impact it's made. So we're going full impact today, and I'm going to look okay on one side and pretty god awful on the other. Now it's a challenge today because if I just show you a little bit closer up, really dark under the eyes at the moment, and it's not really like me. I'm not usually as dark, so concealer is going to really have to work hard to cover these. I've been getting a bit of dental work done at the minute, and I think it's caused headaches, and it's going right down the back of my shoulder, and I think that's probably what's caused the under eye darkness, just a bit of strain. So it's getting fixed hopefully next week. So if you want to see what a simple makeup can do, a few simple steps using minimal products, keep watching and we'll get cracking on. Okay, so today I'm going to start with my usual. I've prepped my skin. I've used my new skin spray, and it doesn't have to be this particular spray, but any kind of refreshing mist. I think my skin feels really tight after it's just been washed. That cool mist takes that feeling away straight away and immediately feels better. And then it means that anything you put on top of that gives it's got something to kind of cling on to. It draws more moisture into the skin. That's why, my experience anyway, I think it makes a massive difference. Next on top, I've been using Drops of Youth, the Body Shop. Absolutely love these. They say that this is Botox in the bottle. I've spoken about these before, but I love them. Every time I put it on, I'm amazed the difference it makes. So so worth it. And Body Shop's not expensive, not compared to what you'd buy like you know, top of the range cosmetics. I mean, it's nothing compared to that. And on top of that, I've been using Tropic Skin Feast. Now, as much as this smells gorgeous, and it does smell gorgeous, it's not nearly hydrating enough for me, so I'm not sure I'm going to replace it, but I maybe just have the wrong one. I could maybe just do with something else a wee bit richer, so we'll see. And of course, for my base, I always use Obagi Sun Shield SPF 50. This is fantastic. So my skin's protected and it's giving it a little bit of a tint. I am not been wearing foundation of late for a couple of reasons. A, we're not going anywhere, what's the point? And just more and more not really liking the look of foundation on my skin. I actually like to look like I've got less makeup on. I never thought I'd see the day I'd say that. I used to wear so much, but I'm really just starting to really enjoy more natural makeup. I think it's more flattering as you get older, there's no question. I just cannot get away with wearing what I used to wear. It just doesn't do anything for me anymore. So I like to use a brush for applying tinted moisturiser. I just find it much nicer. You can use your fingers, but I don't really like the feeling of it in my fingers. I like to use a brush. It just feels more thorough. I wonder if lockdown's taken its toll. I don't think I've ever seen myself look quite so washed out and strained looking, actually. But not to worry. I feel better when I've got this on. One side tinted moisturiser, one side without. So it doesn't give a lot of coverage. But in actual fact, I think the concealer is what adds the coverage for me. But it gives me enough tint just to give me something and look a little bit healthier. So next up, I'm going to use my Nars Creamy Radiant Concealer that I've been using for a long time now. And it's got its work cut out for it today. It's got a very, very dark under eye. I also use this as a bit of an eyeshadow base, so I'll pop some on there. And see any other areas of maybe redness or discoloration that you want to conceal, use your under eye concealer. Ideally, I would use a smaller brush than my Real Techniques foundation brush. However, I'm just going to use both. Use it for both, I mean. Do you know what I think might be giving my under eye, creating so much darkness in my under eyes? Homeschooling. Is anybody out there homeschooling? Is anyone out there homeschooling and enjoying it? I love having my daughter home, but it's challenging, isn't it? It really, really is. It's the motivation. There is none, and that's really tough. I think kids are motivated by other kids around them, and when they're not there, they just don't want to know. Okay, this is the Halo Powder by Elf. This is fantastic. It's really, really, really pale. And yes, of course, I thought it'd be far too pale for me, but it's just not. But it takes away any under eye texture, and if you put it on at first and it seems really, really pale, give it a couple of minutes, that kind of goes. Just any areas you don't like to shine. So there we are so far. Now, if I was doing this to both sides of my face, I'd feel better already just with that. I would just feel a little bit more human, a little bit more presentable, and not that just woken up, ghastly, tired look. So let's crack on. I'm going to go in with my blusher next. I'm sitting at my dressing table, so I've got all my stuff laid out beside me here. This is the Vive blush. Now this shade's called Piazza. I love it. Now, as you can see, it looks pretty dark, but the beauty of it is it's very sheer. So tap your brush in, take off the excess, and you're going to the highest point of your cheekbones. So for me, it's here. This is buildable because it's sheer, so start with a little and just gradually build it up to the temples, across the nose. Now, this has been described as a blush colour that acts like a sun-kissed glow. So if you imagine you're just lying in the sun, imagine where the sun would have first give you a bit of a flush. For me, it'd be across the nose, cheekbones, sometimes here, and across your forehead a little bit. So that's what you're trying to basically create. It's a colour that I would never ever ever pick until it was described that way, and then I thought, sounds quite nice. And by going a little bit higher on the cheekbone, it has a lifting effect. You can see the difference from one side to the other. Better on this side. Oh, for sure. You've got the pink patches here, you've got the darkness underneath the eye. So even with that small amount of makeup, which could take you minutes, it's made quite a big difference already. So I'm going to move on next to eyebrows. This is the little Benefit brush on product here. It's like a wee tiny mascara wand, and this is a dark blonde shade, which is great for me. And really just using it to fill in and add some definition to the brow. I'm not really going to, in fact I will give it a little bit more shape. All I'm doing is creating a nice straight line here. And then I just brush that through. So you can see the difference now, one eyebrow done, one not. This side, it just looks more polished, I guess, but it certainly looks more, gives your eye more of a lift. Now, across my eyelid I've got the concealer on already as a base, but I'm also going to apply a little bit of Groundwork by MAC. This is one of MAC's paints. There's paint pots and paints. I think this is a paint pot. It's a similar idea, it's just more solid. I'm going to swirl a little bit on my brush and I'm going to just take it across my eyelid. Now this can be used as a base and it also can be used alone. Like really good if you're doing like quite a dark smoky eye, this would be a really good colour, but I kind of like it on its own. Now, eyeliner. I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury double-ended liner that I absolutely love, and I'm going to use the darker plummy shade. Great for green eyes. And I'm going to start on the outside and I'm going to work inwards, always lifting a little bit at the tail end. Let me move you right in. There you go. I've got my magnifying mirror here, couldn't do without it. So that's how I would start. And then I'm going to lift it. I'm coming in about halfway and I'm going to stop. There we are. The line doesn't need to be perfect, but a little bit of a blend with your finger sometimes all you need. You can see how it completely changed the shape of one eye compared to the other. Okay, and now a coat of my mascara, Legendary Lashes by Charlotte Tilbury, my absolute fave. What I love about this mascara is that the minute you open the tube, it's good to go. It's not one of these ones that takes you a couple of days to get into it and it starts to kind of thicken and find the right consistency. From the minute you open it, it's great. And there we go. And then you can build that up as much as you like. Just wiped it and made it worse, sorry about that. But the beauty of the Nars concealer is you go in at the end and you retouch and you fix. Now, I never normally need 2 coats of under eye concealer, and today I do, so it just shows you how dark my eyes have got. Not good. Your fingers are a great way of blending your under eye concealer, because the heat of the pads of your fingers does the blending. Oh, that's better. That's lifted now. Let's set that with some powder. Here we are. Okay, now it's made a difference. That took a little bit of building, but I really am quite shattered, so it's taking a little bit more effort than usual. So look at the difference so far between one side and the other. This side's so much better. Oh my goodness. Eee! Eee! There you have it. Now, lipstick's quite a hard one to do when you're demoing one side, because it really just looks wonky if you don't do both together. I'm not going to line, I'm just going to do lips. Just a bit of gloss. It's tinted, it's not a gloss, but it's a shiny lipstick and it's not got a massive amount of pigment, so it's just lovely and natural. This is by Beauty Pie. I love this. And there you have it. One last thing actually I'm going to do is pop a teeny bit of highlighter on. Woo! Yay and nay. So I hope you liked that tutorial today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already subscribed, please press the subscribe button below, hit the bell and press all, and you'll be notified anytime I upload a new video. So I'll see you again next week, and thank you very much. If there's anything you want me to do, any videos you want me to cover, please put it in the comments below, and I will list everything that I've used today. Bye now.